All right. Ladies and gentlemen, us, the 500 plus strong, who listen to this podcast called A Different View. Welcome in, y'all. Today's going to be a goodie. I hope. How'd y'all like that presidential debate last night, huh? Yeah, here on this podcast, we told you we talk about it, and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about it. Your boy had to have notes for this one, man, because there was a whole lot of mess being slung around last night. Let me tell you what. For my farmers out there, man, that thing smelled bad than a whole herd of bulls. I tell you, you know what I mean? When they all got to go to the bathroom and you're just smelling that manure. You smelling that poop a mile high, man. That's what you heard last night in your ears, right? We let it through our ear gate and all that kind of thing, because you got to hear what they talking about, right? And it's on both sides, ladies and gentlemen. Do not see. They need you to keep doing the division thing so they can take from you. You've heard me say this so many times on this podcast, like we talked last time before the presidential debate, what they were going to talk about, and sure enough, they did. They brought up that immigration, man. Immigrants is the danger of everything. The world's gonna end. The nation is so horrible. You know, while Mr. DJT, right? President Donald Trump. Donald J. Trump, as he reminded us all last night, that's what his name is. Okay. Immigration's not the issue, y'all. This nation is built off immigration. All you're seeing now is exactly what happened way back when native people on these lands, again, we're not just talking about the supposed Indian. We're talking about people on these lands. You know, the stuff people keep discrediting that's not real. Yeah, those people on these lands were held aside while European migrants flooded this country. Flooded these lands, I should say. Again, we talk in the speech of Massa too much. We need to re-educate ourselves for real. And last night was you need to educate yourself on finance. You need to educate yourself on education. Shout out to our teachers, man. Shout out to my wife one time, man. And she get, and our families in general, right? They gotta put up with us on, so, especially for those who listen to this stuff. So many good conversations I've had so far, and many more I'm going to. Because in reality, guys, we got. I've said that before. To my black brothers and sisters, this man want to bring up this man speaking about Donald Trump, and Joe Biden. Like, they both know about the black struggle. They don't, but they know how to use it. And yes, everybody goes through struggle. Y'all have heard me say this on this podcast. We are more similar than we are divided. However, our divisions are to unify us, not to divide us. However, the name of the game is twisting holy notions. You have heard me say this on this podcast. Gonna keep saying it because repetition is necessary for learning, right? At the end of the day here, see, again, we're talking about let your light shine before people. My Christian brothers and sisters need to stand up. My Hindu, Islamic, Buddhist, atheist, y'all who believe in something, even if you believe in nothing, you're believing in something, the fact that you believe in nothing, right? At the end of the day, y'all need to stand up and be counted for, man. It's time. I told y'all this. I'm not saying it for some Nostradamus mess. I don't care about that. That stuff don't pay the bills, right? And in this case, we're talking about the bill of life that you owe no person anything but to love him. That's what the Bible tells you. We have gone away from love, man. We've gone away from love, sis. And we've adopted the doctrine of Massa, who is definitely an adversary to people. Sitting there on a plantation porch, proverbially and literally, arms folded, watching you work so hard out there. Y'all work so hard out there. While they sat there last night talking about jobs, they mean to take every one of them from you. That's the point. And this is not to get mad at the folks that are benefiting from the government. See, you got to get mad at the government. And then when you get mad at the government, stop doing January 6th insurrections. To my black brothers and sisters, your anger is causing the white man, as they say, to profit. Every time you tear down one of these buildings, they got it encoded in their code, y'all, for them to make money off you. Somebody's paying for the contractor to rebuild the windows you break, and the doors you destroy, and the parking lot you tear up. And none of y'all are the contractors, the general contractors they're going to see, because black folks, no, it ain't the white man holding you down. Black folks have yet to make their own businesses. Still stuck on what masses are going to do for you. See, there was such a damaging thing that happened when the house Negro was introduced into the plantation. See, you had to brainwash some of us, or one of us, or a bunch of us, right? We ain't gonna hold you long today, because again, much of this is just the proof of the pudding's in the eating, and y'all ate some of it last night, and it did not taste good. I tell you, this ain't no Republican or Democratic. You watched they're telling you, screw you, y'all. Like we have said on this podcast, before you sign up to be part of this government, you got to sign on to Screw You magazine. And the you in screw you is the rest of the United States citizens. Talking to a brother, another one of the supporters of this podcast, okay? The idea of this classic Bible verse in Chronicles, what everybody uses it, evangelicals, charismatics, because it's a real verse and it resonates. No matter what you believe in. If my people are called by my name, will humble themselves and pray. Right? Humble themselves and pray and repent. Hold on a second. Right? Because we got the trusty computer. We got some notes here. This may be a two-parter, ladies and gentlemen, because we got to have a conversation. Right? We got to have a conversation, and we ain't going to keep you long. But we need to speak. See, this is, again, when war breaks out, ladies and gentlemen, and do believe, do believe that this thing is very, very real, y'all, right? This is not, what you think this is. So in Second Chronicles, right? If my people, which are called by my name. So we're talking about, people in general, humans. See, again, we said we're the mutants, because we are the mutants. We're the ones that are made, again, the definition of mutant, where you get mutation and such from. At the end of the day, you're talking about coming from an original. So when you speak in terms of Christianity and other beliefs who believe this, again, I can't speak anymore. My Jewish and Islamic brothers and sisters, y'all who are doing the fighting right now unnecessarily, because you just won't agree on what land to take and go from there. You got to keep playing around because you believe something that you see in a book, and it's got y'all fighting. See, here's the thing. What the Bible tell you? That the letter of the law killeth, but the spirit of the law giveth life, right? This is to my Jewish brothers and sisters. And the same thing to the Islamic ones, because again, you half brothers, right? If that's the case, then maybe y'all are looking at the letter of the law a little too close. Yeah, hey. Maybe you're looking at that letter of the law a little too close. You need to look at the spirit of it. God wants us to live down here in peace. Do it as possible to live in peace. And you're missing it because all you're doing is killing each other right now. And they're making merchandise of you 100%. This to my chief scribes and Pharisees, right? So we're talking no different than Jesus, right? See, if you're a Christian, we're not doing no different than the one before us. We're talking about the one who is the first begotten of many, right? If we're doing no different than that one, see, I'm talking about where y'all at to believe something. It's time to stand up for peace now, man. What they got this thing going toward is nothing but death and destruction. Believe that. This is very real. This man trying to talk about black issues and start bringing out numbers, and you gonna give black folks a $10,000 tax credit, not money in the pocket, tax credit to buying new houses the first time. Still you giving money everywhere to every other war, and you still you have given money, $20,000 in a letter of apology to wrongly interned Asian, aka Japanese in this case, people after Pearl Harbor's attacks, right? You gave them that money. We know you went in and you basically invaded in Korea and Vietnam. That's fine. We understand we don't talk about it that way when it comes to, again, you've got 4th of July weekend right now. We don't talk about it that way when it comes to the Americas, as Mr. Vespucci wanted to call it, because that wasn't its name before that, but I digress. Because again, you just got to come taking your own. You can't work on yours over in Europe. You had to blow all that up just like we're doing right now. And you listening to this thing about the economy and stuff like that, guys. Hey, again, where's the money in your pocket? You know, middle class, since y'all believe that the middle class is a thing, right? And again, to each their own. It's high and low, y'all. It ain't that middle thing is a farce. I tell you what. You either low on the spectrum or you high on the spectrum to rob a thing from autism. I digress. If my people are called by my name, well, humble. I told you this is not for likes, man. We talking about doing the right thing out here. Only those who chase after greed do things to somebody to like them. I don't want you to like me. This is like when your parents tell you this. You don't need to like me. You don't need to love me, but you need to respect me. This is a real thing, y'all. It's no different than what the Creator is asking of us. But anyway. Humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn, aka repent from their wicked ways. Then I'll hear them, restore their land, so on and so forth. Guys, if you want to get to that point like we talked last time, you got to do the opposite of the fall of man. Stop kicking your help in the teeth. Take responsibility. Realize that your ancestors were involved in raping and destroying life from people already living here, including your own people. You brought the European over here in an attempt to drown out folks who were already here. No different than the migrants being brought over, whether it's from Syria, Egypt, I don't care where, whether it's the Middle East, Europe, it does South America, it don't matter where they're coming from. It's the same tactic over and over again. The question is, when do y'all pick up on the play? And I think last night they did a good job in showing their hand. Guys, the checks and balances in government need to be checked and balanced better. And that don't happen from any voted official. It happens from the ones who do the voting. The everyday United States citizen. We need to get involved. Black folks, you need to get involved. We need to band together. Go back to the time before Rosa Parks decided to stand up for something and rebuild your bus lines that were destroyed by integration. Y'all don't believe me? Go look up the different bus lines that were in South Carolina, as documented by Dr. Claude Anderson, because his family was a group of people who owned one of those bus lines. This is something you can look up online, y'all. Stop hurting ourselves. We're hurting ourselves at this point. Rebuild the thing, y'all. I know you're waiting on them to do right by you by Tulsa, and that's okay. It's time to rebuild the thing. This ain't no hate to nobody, man. This is preservation. You can clearly see they're sitting there talking about Social Security. To my 20-year-olds and my teenagers, right? Parents, I'm telling you, play this before them so they hear it. They don't care. They don't care. You ain't gonna have no money. This is real. If the Great Depression was a thing, y'all, and history repeats itself because people don't pay attention to it, what you think is coming? And this is not a gloom and doom. This is teaching. This is the truth. this is just the truth, man. From everything that Trump had to say, whether it had to do with Russia, like he's gonna fix the Russian war. He gonna end that thing before he becomes president. What war historically have you ever seen? For those of y'all who want to vote for Trump, I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready, because it won't be 2 years where he gets it. It'll be another 4 years of some mess, man. Right? Everybody keep waiting for this man to get convicted and all that kind of thing. Guys, look at the government. Look at the rules, man. This thing is set up to protect the criminal, not the other way around, man. I know. I know. I know what people are going to say. This thing is here to protect the criminal, man. Because again, all this was made from a criminal act. Yay, man. Oh no, there was no rules here, KJ. Come on, everything is, there's no laws, blah, blah, blah. Okay. You have a good time explaining that. This is Christians who say this too, by the way. You have a good time explaining that to God above, man. Oh no, I understand that, KJ, but yeah, this is the problem. Again, we like staring at a whole lot of booty, but we ain't ready for that one. We ain't ready for that one butt. The word butt. Yeah, man. Oh man. Oh boy. So much, man. So much. Let's see. What other little things here could I add in here while we talk just a little? When asked about creating an independent state for Palestine, because again, are you going to help these people? The point is for them to have land to live where they're not being attacked by Israel, right? And this is vice versa. It's about ending the game. See, the same way that they won't do what's right by giving to black folks what they deserve, the so-called black man. Again, I understand we do the dance, but we dancing the wrong one, y'all. The real party going over on somewhere else. We at the wrong party, ladies and gentlemen, right? Even so, black brothers and sisters, you ain't got to wait. You ain't got to wait for one check. You go on respectful, do what you need to do legally and financially, and we start building our own communities, man. This is real. Forget that ghetto stuff. Pull your money together, no matter how little or how much you got. To whom much is given, much is required. That's what the Bible tells you. So for those who got a lot of money, man, don't sit back. Don't. Anyway. When asked about creating an independent state for Palestine, I'll see. Yeah, that's about the same answer that they give for just about everything. I'll see. Oh, man. And of course, you got to listen to both of them go back and forth like, I don't know, grumpy old men. So while Joe Biden falling asleep. But see, this is the problem, right? Because we ain't going to do this ageism joke garbage that everybody does. We're done doing that, right? You voted in somebody like that, right? And even for those who vote on that, guys, you got to understand your government is corrupt on a very serious level. And it's time for the American public to stand up. We're talking legally. I'm not talking about blowing up nothing, right? We're not talking about beating up nobody. No, that's not the way of doing it. That's not the way they did it. Didn't they come with treaties to the natives when they came here into these lands? They didn't kill them yet. That was after the fact. They had to get your okay first, right? Again, the Me Too movement, take a page from your dear sisters. You get that thing legal. You bring forth information and information all over the place, like the Chinese owned app, TikTok, that everybody wants to ban and because, national security, right? I was waiting for them to talk about that last night. I don't know if they did, because part of that I tuned down on the back end, but I got it recorded on DVD. It's like I said, we're going to do a couple episodes. It's necessary, y'all. It's necessary to speak on. Now, these things that are going on across the world, man, ain't nothing changing that. Ain't nothing in America changing that. But you should be careful, because this thing could blow up out of proportion. Like it does anytime nations start getting to fighting, right? The one thing that you found that was big here, and we're going to end on this, they like to appease to your sense of compassion. Again, we're talking a twisted notion where you take compassion and, this nation is in such danger. This nation been in danger. People live in these lands every day. You can't walk. Look at them. Look at that brother. Forgot his name. The one that was shot. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. The one that got shot in Georgia from the back of a pickup truck. Right? You're just jogging, you're just chilling, you're just going down the street. More people do more nefarious things going down the street. And whether I know people go back and forth on those facts and all that kind of thing, or truths, however you want to look at the words, right? At the end of the day, this is what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to go down the street without problems. We understand you're going to have problems. We're talking about what we're supposed to do to make sure it's... See that dance that people do? Wrong dance, y'all. The point is not to leave this the way it is because you'll always have problems. It's time to work on these issues. Then bringing up Charlottesville and then bringing up all this stuff, which is just painful memories, just shows you, and the way they were talking about it, they do not care about you, y'all. They don't. But they got to get your approval to screw you. So they're going to give you enough information to be like, oh yeah, hey, that'll work. And it depends on if you're going to continue to play the game or if you're not. As Triple H used to say, since I'm a wrestling fan, it's all about the game, right? Shout out to Motorhead, right? Rock band made the song. Is what it is, right? It's all about the game and how you play it. That's it. So we need to start learning. We still need to start learning the plays of the game, y'all. Go back, refamiliarize yourself with history. And you'll get a lot of answers, man. You'll get a lot of answers. Okay. Oh, my brothers and sisters. No, this is, hey, this is the weekend, right? It is also holiday weekends, 4th of July weekend. Those who celebrate, I get it. Those who don't, like I say for every holiday, I get it, right? Choose to have a more impactful holiday than you have before in the past. Choose to be compassionate to your brothers and sisters of different cultures more than you have in the past on this holiday. It's what's going to be necessary to carry us through what's coming next. Because again, when you're talking about greed, y'all, this is how the game works. And all you got to do is do a simple historical study and you'll see how wild it actually is, right? So that's what I got for y'all. Again, we may revisit some of this stuff because this man was talking some mess about veterans and abortion, a whole lot of stuff here. So we may revisit this later on as this goes along. Because again, we said we're not doing an election day one, so y'all, y'all go on from there. That is what it is, right? And until next time, we will talk to you soon. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, always look to find the beauty in a different view.